Hi guys, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. I'm on because in our group Paper Possibilities Crazy Crafters, the lovely Susanna Easdale used to run a challenge where we did our seasonal journal. Now the lovely Susanna isn't able to be on the admin team anymore. She's still hanging around in the group though, which is wonderful. So therefore she won't be doing the mixed media and the seasonal challenge. So the lovely Jeanette Dawkins, who is Crafty Dork, is going to take over the mixed media again. And I have decided to try and keep going with the seasonal collage. So I was fortunate enough to win this beautiful journal from Susanna, who is Vintage Blend Studios. And that's when I started doing the seasonal collage along with her, because she made herself a journal to do hers in, and then she made one for someone to win, and that was me. And so last year I collaged in this beautiful book. So this year I have decided that I better whip myself up a book so I can get us started on mine for this month. And it will be a challenge in my Facebook group to try and get some people doing it with us. I know there's a couple of lovely ladies who would like to do it with us. That's why I thought I would continue on with that. And also I just love using the old book pictures and that and cutting bits out and trying to collage with them. I find it great fun and it's good experience for me. So I thought I'd give you a quick flip through my last year's one that I haven't written in or anything. I'm not a journaler really. I was going to write in this one this year and then make this year's one and then write in that next year, so we'll see how that goes. So last time we did a front page for the season, so this is the summer page. So basically Susanna made a book that has 4 signatures and she just tied them in with ribbon, which is great because then you can take them out to work on them. So each signature has the months in that season. So it's basically your 4 signatures with your 4 double page spreads. So there's the first one that I haven't done. That was from December the year before. So I've still got some work to do. We're starting in January this year though, so I was thinking maybe I should keep them for December this year. So there's my January page. So yeah, I just use book pictures a lot and random papers, and I love adding a bit of texture in that as well. And there's my February. So February's really dry and hot in Australia, so I tried to capture that. I know Susanna used a lot of Edith Holden in hers, which works really well. So then we've got autumn. So that's the front page. And then there's March. And winter. So it's not 4 double spreads, is it? It's 3 in each. Silly me. Because there's 4 signatures, you need the 3 double spreads and then the start page if you want. So we'll probably do something like this, but then you end up with a blank page as well, but you can always just collage that, whatever you like. So my spring signature must be hiding around here somewhere, and I'm sure I'll find it as I organise my new craft room. So I want to do something like that, but I'm not going to tie them in this time. I think I'll just sew them in. So I'm going to use this foreign language book. I think it's Italian. It's a nice old one, a bit beaten and battered, but I'm going to use this to do my seasonal collage. With all the books that I have, you would not believe how hard it was for me to find one that I wanted to use for this, because I wanted one that had sewn in signatures, because I want the pages to come out together so that I can just sew them back in, make it easy on myself without having to join them together. And most of the books that had the nice sized bigger covers with the good pages and that I wanted were stuck in. So I'll carefully remove this from the cover, get all the pages out. I haven't gone through. No, it's looking good. Alright, so of course I'll keep the pages. Being foreign language, I probably use them a lot in collaging and that, but I will grab out also pages to put back in here because I know they're going to fit perfectly. So what I want to do first is just trim these bits just a little. Might even be better using my little sewing scissors just to get in close. Just neaten this up a bit. I could even like pull it. You can pull it off to where it's stuck down. Might be a better way of doing it, I think. Now this side, yeah, might do a similar thing there. And just take that all off. Alright, that looks a bit neater. Now we'll grab the pages out that we want to use. So get to the middle of the signature and I'll grab my unpicker. I'll just unpick some of the signatures. So, of course, you don't have to make your book like this. You can make it however you want and with whatever pages you like for your collaging. You can use watercolour paper if you think you want to do a lot of watercolouring and that. I just like using up the old books because I have so many recycled covers in the pages. So what we want is a start page, and then it would be like January, February, March. Hang on, that's not how it works. I'll just take this middle bit out. So that'll be January, February, March. And then we're going to have an extra one there. But if we take that one away, I should grab the other one and see how many was in that. So that would be title, January, February, March. That's it. So we need two double pages for each signature. So 4 lots of that. So I got way enough. 2 double pages. Now, I could, if I wanted to make these more sturdy, because they've got all the holes from where the signatures are, they could possibly break apart quite easily, especially if you're going to watercolour and they get wet at all or anything. You could washi tape or stick some paper down there just to reinforce them. I don't think I'm going to bother with that. I'll just see how it goes. If they come out, I'll just stick them back in. So, effort. I think they'll be all right if I am careful. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's 2 pages there, yeah. So the rest of these I will put away, and this will go back with my other books that I've got of different languaged pages. So it's not much, so it'll be real thin, but of course as you collage it's going to bulk out more, so it's nice to have a bit of room in your cover for that. So let's just double check. It'd be January, February, March, and then April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November and December, so that's fine. So the next thing we want to do is prepare the cover. So I might put another spine in. Just thinking if it might make them stick out more. So maybe I'll just cover it with paper instead or something. So yeah. I was going to put chipboard down there just to reinforce it, but I think that'll make the pages stick out more, which I could cut them down, but I am a bit lazy today. And I might even do some calico over here just to strengthen it a little bit. Might be a good thing to do. So I've got to pick what papers I want to use. So now I have a whole pile of bookend pages behind me, so I think I might just use some of those. Why not? So find a colour I think is good. Got a bit of writing on them. They almost fit perfectly too. Let's see what else we have. Oh, I think I see some greener ones. Kind of like this colour. So I think I might roll with that. I think that goes nicely. I don't know if the picture I want to put on the front is going to go at all, but oh well. We'll just make it work. So I'll grab my cutter. I'll just use this cutter since I can't find my other one. It's ridiculous. So I think I'll just measure. We want it to be about, hang on, what's this one in? This is inches and centimetres. Why can't they all be like that? So I might do centimetres then. Want it about, say, 12.5. And then we need to take just a smidgen off. Let's see how we went with that. I think they're the same. I think they'll be fine. Could have cut them down a little bit more even, but I just wanted them to cover the paper that's in there already. A little crooked, but that'll do. All right, so I might roll with that. So I'll put those down first. I hope you guys are enjoying the new year so far. I am. I'm really excited about getting the craft room done. Well, I'm trying to go bit by bit. So at the moment, I'm really excited about just getting the fabrics all packed away. So that should be done by the end of today, and I can show everyone the after picture of the cupboard. I'm quite happy with the way it's going. But definitely made me realise I have to do some, I hate saying de-stashing because I don't really want to, I like what I've got and I want to use most of it, but I do, it made me realise how many fabrics I've got that I don't need as much as I've got of them, so I will figure out what I'm going to do about that. Because ultimately it would be good if all of my fabric bits and pieces can fit into that wardrobe, which I can't at the moment. I've got a couple of big tubs that I'm going to have to use and bags and that for some of the things. So I'd like to whittle them down a bit, get it all in the wardrobe, then that will be nicely organised. That looks good. So I wonder if you guys are a bit like me and it comes New Year's and you just want to organise everything. glue's getting so low it just wants to bubble out everywhere. Usually once it starts doing that I put it in the cupboard and grab another one, but I've been behaving myself and trying to actually finish the bottles off, or else I end up with 10 bottles all sitting in the cupboard. I'll push that over just a tad more. Let's see, glue bombs. It's a waste of glue. So that's that done. Now I need my calico. I managed to find a piece of calico that I like the look of, and my cutting mat. I was looking for that for a while. I forgot I took it into the kitchen to film all my fabric sorting. So this pretty well. It's a bit crooked, but it's almost the right width. Yeah, it's quite good actually. So I'm going to take that bit off. I think I might cut it off down here. We'll fray it so you won't notice how crooked it is. So I knew us crafters frayed fabric for a reason. Now I'm trying to figure out if I want to, I think I'll stick it down and then measure out, because I can sort of see where the spine is underneath the calico, so I should be able to measure where I want my dots for my signatures. So I might whack this down. Just making sure that it's stuck well in those little valley parts. And I'll stick down these edge bits. All right, so that'll just reinforce the spine a bit, and it looks a bit nicer too. All right, now that's up the right way. So now we're going to measure where we want our signatures. We're doing 4 signatures. All right, I think I finally got where I want stuff. I'm going to have dots everywhere in between my signatures. Won't see them much once I fill it up with stuff. So I want to go 6 centimeters in from each side, which is there, 5, 6, and then from those dots I want to go in 7 millimeters, not centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's not too uneven. I think that gives a nice amount of room. So we'll do the same down here. So disregard my previous dots. That did my head in. So we want to go 6 millimeters. And from this side, we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 millimeters, and then we want to go 7 from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I know why I always like to do odd amounts of signatures. So much easier just finding the middle and then spacing the sides out. So that's going to be where the line that we do that on. I should be using my pencil really, but it wouldn't show up as well on this. So Now I know that I've got them where I want them. So what we want to do now is go it's 22 centimetres, so half of that is 11. So we want to put a dot at 11 for one of the holes. And then I'll do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, I reckon. So I'll go 3 centimetres in from either end as well. And 1, 2, 3 centimetres in there. I've just got to make sure that I put the hole in the right spot, but that's all right. Try and make them a bit darker. So again, we do the same with our second lot of dots. So we would do the 11 and the 3 centimetres in either side. I'll make it a big dot. 1, 2, 3. And our third one, we go at 11 and 3, 3, and our fourth one, we go at 11, and make sure I've got that where I want it, yep, 11 and 3 and 3. Yay! That looks pretty neat actually, so I think that'll be good. So now we grab our awl. And I think I have some of my cardboard here. And then I'm just going to do holes straight through. All right, so that's our cover ready for the signatures. It's got the holes that go through to the back there. Probably end up covering that anyway because I don't really want the title to show. So put my all away and my cardboard can stay. Next thing I have to do, which I might use one of these for since it's the right height, and I'll just cut it down. Is figure out where we want to put the holes in our signature pieces. So what I'll do is put this up against the holes. Make sure I've got it situated where I'd want it in the book. And then I'm just going to do a mark where each of the holes are. That's where how I know where I'm going to poke the holes in my signatures. And I'm just going to fold it back the other way so that's on the inside. Grab my signatures. Now I think it was one of those that I just cut because I'm good. So I'll just grab one more page to go with this one. Probably shouldn't have gotten out of bed today by the seams of things. All right, that will work, I think. So I'll grab all my binding tools here. So I'm going to use that because they'll go nicely. And I'll probably double it over maybe. Although I shouldn't need it, it's pretty tough stuff, so I won't. So I'll grab a bit of that. And I have a needle This one should go through all right. It's quite a big needle. I lost the one I usually use. So I'll just double check. Yeah, that goes through fine. So that's ready to go. I'll get my clips. Although I don't, you know, I'm only doing 2 pages, so I probably don't really need them, but I do like using them. And then it's time to get our signatures in. So just make sure they're together. And that one's way bigger than that. Oh well, it's not going to matter that much. So then we'll put a little piece that I should have put T for top and that on, but it doesn't matter. I probably had it the way the writing goes. Put that in there. And I'll just clip one side. Grab my awl that I put away. You know, if I had any sense too, I'd probably just whack them all together to do. Let's see if it works. Whack them all, poke the holes. You wouldn't want to do this with other signatures though, it's just because they've only got 2 pages each. Push them down, make sure they're all together. Whack our little piece of paper in. Whack our clips on. Poke hole. It'll be lunchtime after this. It's making me hungry. So now it's time to sew them into the cover. So we're just doing the 2 sheets for each signature. Actually, yeah, that works. So do I want danglies on the inside or the outside is the question. Might put them on the outside. So in that case we want to go through the middle. Through the middle there. And I'll go through the top. And I'll go down to the bottom. Keep checking that I've got them through the 2 pieces. They're quite thin. Through the bottom one there. And back through the middle again. There is just like to hold that taut a bit. It helps me get the needle through without catching the thread. Slip that underneath. Check that we've got them all tight. That one's got a knot in it, which is always handy. It's not too tight, so I should be able to get that apart. That's why it's always important to check. Take my needle off now. I did get heaps enough thread, didn't I? I thought I was doing the 5-hole pamphlet stitch or something. So this is where you tighten up. I'll check again. They're looking good. Just cut that off. Leave some dangly bits, although I probably will cover it, so I'll make them a bit shorter. So now I'm just going to rinse and repeat that. Yeah, it looks like it's going to work fine for the other 2 signatures, so I'll go do that and then I'll be back to show you after.